Jennings, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, Scott, I'm the design technician for TMOS, Tulsa, Oklahoma. My background is in mostly filmmaking, but I've done a lot of web work as well.
Can you tell us what video can accomplish for a small business or for a company these days, and why it is so important to have a quality video?
Well, video is extremely powerful because a lot of marketing today is made up of images and text, and so video allows you to sort of to show people who you are in the way that they experience the world. So it also qualifies you and shows that you have the capacity to be able to produce video. Before, people were very worried that it was unaffordable, and now that it's become a lot more affordable, it really gives you a quality in your product that you haven't been able to have before.
And what makes it such a powerful medium? I mean, what does video convey that just cannot be conveyed through text or just straight images?
Well, for one, it's really intimate. It's a very, like I said, people experience life like they experience video. Recently there's a movie out, Hugo, the new Martin Scorsese movie, where he shows one of the first films that was ever made was a train coming at the audience, and the audience got out of the room and ran away, because they thought the train was coming through the screen. I think we still very much feel that, when my dad watches Rudy, he cries, and that's just what happens. So that's a good example of the intimacy of video itself.
Sure, and its capacity to tell a story. Isn't that important?
Oh, it's very important. As we know, as a storyteller, you know that you always have a beginning, a middle, and an end. And so you can tell a story about a product, you can tell a story about a family-owned business, you can tell a story about the process in which someone makes a sculpture or something like that. So it's very powerful in that regard too, because people really they feel like they're getting to know you a little bit, and in a way they really are.
Yeah, and I'm sure right now some people are probably thinking, well, video, it's probably pretty expensive. Is that really the case these days, or is it more affordable? What
we've seen happen is we've seen this digital technology get to the point where we're using cameras now that have lenses, that have a focal point, that have things like that, whereas before, if you were shooting on a digital camera, it was very flat, and there wasn't a lot of, you could tell the difference between a film and a video. Nowadays, almost everything you see is shot digitally.
So it is affordable, but some people might be thinking, well, if it's affordable, then maybe I can just do it on my own. I mean, there's still a lot of expertise that goes into making a quality video. Isn't that true?
Yeah, and things like YouTube have really showed us that, is that there's still a big difference between someone producing a quality video and someone shooting it in their garage.
Right. So can you just delve into a little bit for us what difference a quality video can make on a business website?
We talk about this thing called the 7-second rule, which is that on a website, if you can get someone to stay on your site for 7 seconds, so most likely they're going to stay there for another 10 minutes because they're interested in your content. So if you have a video on your home page and they start playing that video, you've defeated the 7-second rule almost immediately. Secondly, there's this idea where video online drives a lot of traffic through search engines. Google recently bought YouTube, which they've utilized into their search engine. So when you start searching for things, you see a lot of results that have videos. And if you're like me and you want to figure out how to change a spark plug in your car, you're not going to read a blog post that's 300 lines long. You're going to watch the YouTube video. So the searchability aspect is really important as well.
Fantastic. Jennings, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you, Scott.